So good afternoon, class. Today I am going to start the new chapter, motion. Okay, in physics, motion. So from the word motion, what do you know? What can you tell about motion? You know, as in chemistry, there is 3 states of matter. In chemistry, in the first chapter, you have read that there are 3 states of matter. What are they? What are the 3 states?
Solid, liquid, gas.
Okay, solid, liquid, gas. Similarly, in physics, there is you can say 2 states of the object. If we're talking about the object, then there is 2 states of the object. What are 2 states? In physics, there are 2 states. One is rest, yes, stationary, and another one is what? Motion. And the chapter that we are going to do today is what? That is motion. Rest, stationary, same thing. चाहे हम उसको rest कहें या stationary कहें, or you can say what? Or you can say motion. So what is this rest?
हम बोर्ड नहीं दिख रहा है.
मैम ब्लर दिख रहा है.
So there is 2 states. What is that? One is rest or stationary, and another one is what? Motion. So what do you mean by rest? Rest means a fixed position. Can you give me some examples in your home, from your home, certain substances which are in rest? There are certain substances in home which is always in the rest position. Can you tell me? Can you give some example?
Refrigerator.
मैम टेबल चेयर.
Table, chair, you cannot say is in the rest. It can change the position. Positions are being changed.
Refrigerator.
Refrigerator, TV, inverter, all these things or objects are always in the rest position, stationary position. Their positions are always fixed, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Even bed, position of bed is fixed. So the objects or the thing, or if you can take the example from our day-to-day life, your home, school, hospital, bank, all of them are said to be in what? Rest, stationary position. They don't keep on changing their position, do they? क्या उनका position change होता रहता है?
No, ma'am.
Electric pole?
No, ma'am.
Shop?
No, ma'am.
Shop?
No, ma'am.
No.
All of them will be said to be what? Rest. Okay, they will be said to be in rest. Why? Because their position is fixed, and it will remain fixed forever. Never it's going to change the position. If you take the example of a school, so it will be there. It is there today. It was there 20 years, 10 years back. It will be there 20 years after also. So its position is what? Fixed. It's not going to change its position in any condition, any time. इसका position क्या होगा? Fixed होगा. तो हम क्या कहेंगे कि वो क्या है? Rest में है. वो object क्या है? Rest में है. But if we talk about the other things like flying birds, birds flying in the air, fishes swimming in the water, a moving car, a moving cycle, all of them are in rest. Are they in rest? No, they are not in rest. They are changing their position. With time, they are changing their position. Birds are moving from one place to another. Fishes is swimming in the water, moving from one place to another. So they are changing their position. Okay, they are changing their position. With time, they are changing their position. So they are said to be in what? They are said to be in motion. So if the object position remains fixed forever, it is not going to change with respect of time, then they will be said to be in a state of what? Rest or stationary. They will be said as stationary. But if the position of the object changes with the change of time, then they will be said to in which state? In the motion. They are said to be in motion. तो आपको क्लियर हो गया होगा मोशन? Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Even you can take the example of a movement of the earth. It is also changing its position. That's why we are able to get day and night, different kind of seasons. We are getting hot season, summer season, winter season, rainy season. This is also occurring because of what? Because of the motion of the earth. We
Yes,
are
ma'am.
able to see days and nights. Why? Because of the motion of the earth, rotation of the earth on its axis. It's also changing the position. So that motion may be in a straight line, motion may be in a circular direction. But if it's changing the position with the time, then it is said to be in what? It is said to be in motion. Is it clear to one and all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we can take the example, suppose if I'm taking example of say about this. Okay, this is two things. This one is at rest. This is a stationary object and this is a car. Suppose this is a car and this car is moving with respect from this position. It is moving to this position which is at rest. It is stationary. When it is moving to this position with respect to the stationary object with a change of time, then it is said to be what? It is said to be motion. तो motion को हम कैसे define कर सकते हैं? Motion can be defined as what? An object is said to be in motion when it changes its position continuously with respect to what? With respect to a stationary object.
Time.
As a reference point. With respect to a stationary, no. And this is another definition. Okay, that was another definition. That was the phenomenon in which object changes its position with respect to time. अगर with respect to time कोई भी object अपने position को change कर रहा है तो वो motion कहलाएगा. ठीक है, वो motion कहलाएगा. उसमें हम लोगों ने example लिया flying birds का, swimming of fishes in the water. All these are examples of what? Motion. What kind of motion? Where the object is changing the position with respect to time. Okay, but when the object is changing the position with respect to any stationary object as a reference point, then it is also called as what? तब भी वो क्या कहलाएगा? Motion ही कहलाएगा. अगर time के साथ position is changing, then it's motion. If position is changing with respect to any stationary object as a reference point, which is also called as what? Origin, then that is also motion. If suppose I'm giving you example of your say school. You started from school and you went to your home. Okay, so you are in motion. From school you are reaching your home. You are changing what? You are changing the position. Class, are you changing the position?
Yes, ma'am.
And with
Yes,
respect to what? With
Yes,
respect
ma'am.
to your school, position कहाँ से कहाँ change हो रहा है? स्कूल से आप घर जा रहे हैं या घर से आप स्कूल जा रहे हैं? तो अगर आप घर से स्कूल जा रहे हैं तो रेफरेंस पॉइंट हम क्या मान ले? घर को मान ले. ठीक है,
Yes,
घर
ma'am.
के रिस्पेक्ट में घर का पोजीशन क्या है? फिक्स्ड है. घर का पोजीशन फिक्स है. उसके रिस्पेक्ट
Yes,
में
ma'am.
आप अपने डायरेक्शन को चेंज करें, पोजीशन को चेंज कर रहे हैं, सॉरी, पोजीशन को चेंज कर रहे हैं और आप किसी दूसरे डेस्टिनेशन पे पहुंच रहे हैं. योर पोजीशन इज चेंजिंग विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू व्हाट? अ रेफरेंस पॉइंट. रेफरेंस पॉइंट क्या हो जाएगा आपका? घर हो जाएगा. अगर स्कूल से आप घर की तरफ जा रहे हैं, यू आर अगेन चेंजिंग द पोजीशन. एंड व्हाट इज योर रेफरेंस पॉइंट? स्कूल इज योर रेफरेंस पॉइंट. ओके, स्कूल इज योर रेफरेंस पॉइंट कि कहाँ से भाई बच्चा कहाँ से चला है, तो स्कूल से चला है, तो स्कूल से घर जा रहा है, स्कूल के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में आप वो घर जा रहे हैं, तो आपका रेफरेंस पॉइंट क्या हो गया? स्कूल हो गया. अगर आप घर से स्कूल आ रहे हैं तो आप कहाँ से स्टार्ट किए हैं? घर से स्टार्ट करके आप कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
घर।
डेस्टिनेशन पे जा रहे हैं, तो वो आपका रेफरेंस पॉइंट हो गया कि कहाँ से स्टार्ट किया, वहां गया. तो रेफरेंस पॉइंट किसको लिया गया? घर को लिया गया. तो इफ the position is changing with respect to what? Any stationary object as a reference point which is said to be what? Origin, जिसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Origin भी बोलते हैं. What it is called? Are you able to see the blackboard?
No, ma'am.
Okay, leave it. That is called what? That is called origin. Is it clear to one and all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is all about what? This is all about the two states in physics, rest and motion. There are very many examples given in your school book, okay, NCERT book. Okay, all of you are having your book.
Yes,
Is
Yes,
everyone
ma'am.
having book? Okay, look. In everyday life, we see some object at rest and other in motion. Birds fly, fish swim, blood flows through veins and arteries, and car moves. Atoms, molecules, planets, stars, and galaxies all are in motion. Everything is in motion. Whether you take the example of a car, when the car is not moving, it will be said to be in what? It will be said to be in rest. But when it is moving, it is changing the position. When it is changing the position, then it is said to be what? In motion. Atoms, molecules, planets, stars, and galaxy all are in motion. We often perceive an object to be in motion when its position changes with time. So, when we said to be in motion, when an object is said to be in motion, when it changes its position with time. So, one is this definition where you will write down that the phenomenon in which position of an object changes with respect to time is what is a motion. However, there are situations where the motion is inferred through indirect evidences. There is motion through indirect evidences also. For example, the moving of the leaves of the tree, the moving of the clothes in air. When you hang it in the sun for drying, what do you find? That the clothes are moving. Why it's moving? How can you say that it's moving? With the air it is moving, changing its position. Okay. For example, if we infer the motion of air by observing the movement of a dust and movement of the leaves and branches of the tree, what causes the phenomenon of the sunrise, sunset, changing of the season? Why it all happens? Why are we able to experience all these things? This is just because the motion of the earth. Earth is revolving around the sun and is rotating on its axis, and these are the things which is through which we are able to experience what different climate and day and night in a day. Why don't we directly perceive the motion of the earth? Are we able to directly see the motion of the earth? No, we are just experiencing it. We can say that there is motion in the earth. Why there is motion in the earth? Because of this motion only we are able to experience the changing of the season and changing of the day and night. We are not getting the direct thing to see Directly we are not seeing the motion of the earth, but through our experiences we can tell that yes, because of the movement of the earth, we are able to experience different season and days and night. An object may appear to be moving for one person and stationary for other. For the passenger in a moving bus, yes, very good example. You can take example of a bus. So the person who is sitting in the bus along with you, you are going to consider them as what? As a rest or in motion? Tell me.
Motion.
The passengers sitting along with you are in motion or they in the rest? They will be considered to be in the rest because they are not moving from their position. They are there sitting in their own seat. क्या वो अपने सीट से इधर उधर जा रहे हैं?
No, ma'am.
सीट से मूव तो कर नहीं रहे हैं. They are sitting there. If you will consider with respect to you, अपने रिस्पेक्ट में अगर देखोगे दूसरे को पैसेंजर को, तो वो क्या है? रेस्ट में ही है. आप भी रेस्ट में है और वो भी रेस्ट में है. लेकिन अगर बस के अंदर से आप बाहर में देखेंगे, रोड को देखेंगे, उसमें पेड़ को देखेंगे, तब क्या होगा? तब क्या एक्सपीरियंस करेंगे?
मोशन में.
मोशन में है.
Motion.
कौन है मोशन में? जो बाहर वाला चीज है वो मोशन में है.
Yes, ma'am.
है ना? और जो बाहर से लोग आपको अंदर में देखेंगे वो क्या समझेंगे? क्या मोशन में है? उनके रिस्पेक्ट में बस मोशन में है.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
क्योंकि वो तो स्टेशनरी है. दे आर फिक्स्ड इन देयर पोजीशन. बस इज इन मोशन ना. बस इज चेंजिंग इट्स पोजीशन. ओके.
Yes, ma'am.
An object may appear to be moving for one person. That is what it is written here. This is the thing which is written here. An object may appear to be moving for one person and stationary for the other. For example, the passenger in a moving bus. The roadside tree appear to be moving backward. The passenger who are sitting in the bus, for them the trees are moving. Trees are moving backward now. So tree is in motion. उस कंडीशन में क्या है? जब आप अंदर से बाहर देख रहे हैं तो आप तो रेस्ट में है, बल्कि क्या मूव कर रहा है? जो बाहर की चीजें हैं वो मूव करते जा रही है और आप अपना पोजीशन चेंज कर रहे हैं कि वो चेंज करे अपना पोजीशन. ट्रीज का पोजीशन चेंज होता जा रहा है. आप है या नहीं? दे आर मूविंग बैकवर्ड. A person standing on the roadside perceives the bus along with the passenger as moving. और जो बाहर खड़े हैं वो तो स्टेशनरी है और बस मूव कर रहा है, उसके पैसेंजर जो है वो मूव कर रहे हैं, मतलब वो मोशन में है. Are you getting the thing? It changes
ma'am.
with respect.
Yes, ma'am.
It changes with respect to the stationary object. ये कैसे चेंज हो रहा है? With respect to stationary.
Respect to a stationary object.
which is taken as a what? Reference point. जिसके अकॉर्डिंगली हम रेफरेंस पॉइंट लेंगे, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली वो ऑब्जेक्ट मोशन में आएगा. है या नहीं? ओके.
Yes, ma'am.
अगर आप अपनी घर की छत पे खड़े हैं और उधर से कोई गुजर रहा है तो कौन मोशन में है? आप तो अपना पोजीशन को चेंज कर रहे हैं. आर यू चेंजिंग योर
No, ma'am.
पोजीशन? नो.
No, ma'am.
In the cycle, the person who is moving by cycle is changing the position now.
Yes, ma'am.
So he is in motion.
Yes, ma'am.
However, a passenger inside the bus sees his fellow passenger at rest. देखो 3 condition यहाँ पर दिया हुआ है. 3 conditions. 1, that the passenger with the outside world. Outside world means what? Outside the bus. If he will see, then for him, for the passenger inside the bus, the things outside are in motion. Okay. Second condition, the person outside the bus and the passenger sitting inside. So the person who is outside the bus on the roadside, they are stationary. The shop is stationary, the vendor is stationary, but the bus is moving. So bus is in motion. And the third condition, when the passenger see his fellow passenger, there what is the condition? They are at rest. वहां पर क्या है? वो क्या है? Rest position पे है, क्योंकि वहां पे कोई position change नहीं हो रहा है. How the position will change? When he will move from his seat to any other seat, then they will be in motion. Okay, is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What does these observations indicate? Most motions are complex. Some objects may move in a straight line. This whatever we were talking about, we were just talking about the things where objects were in a straight line motion. सीधे सीधे चल रहे थे. Other may take a circular path. Some may rotate and a few other may vibrate. There may be situations involving a combination of these. In this chapter, we'll first learn to describe the motion of the object along a straight line. In the first topic, we will read motion along a straight line, and then about the circular. Circular का एक example हम लेते हैं. For example, if I say you to open a bottle, cap of a bottle, okay? ये आपका कैप है और ये आपका बॉटल, ठीक है? So if you have to open the cap of the bottle, what you have to do? What you have to do? You have to apply motion.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to apply
Yes.
motion, and in which direction the motion will be?
Opposite direction.
In the circular direction. ये जो होगा ये तो स्ट्रेट लाइन का नहीं होगा, ये जब भी होगा क्या होगा? सर्कुलर होगा ना. या motion
Yes,
of the
ma'am.
earth. Motion of the earth is also what? It is also circular.
Yes, ma'am.
That is also example of circular motion. There may be involving the combination. In this chapter, we shall learn to describe the motion of object along a straight line. We shall also learn to express such motion through simple equation and graph. So in this chapter, what we have to do? We have to read about motion along a straight line with the help of what? With the help of a graph. Later, we shall discuss ways of describing circular motion. And then at the end, what we are going to do? We are going to do circular motion. Okay, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay to one and all?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any
Ma'am.
question? Do you have any question?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Two ways of describing motion is clear to you? Two ways to describe
Yes,
motion is
ma'am.
clear. What are the two ways in which you can So you should know that there are two types of motion example. One is controlled motion, another one is uncontrolled. So in uncontrolled motion, which example you can give?
Flood.
Flood hai, tsunami hai, all these natural calamities where motion of water is making the other substances in motions, which is not under our control. On the other hand, the motion of the water in the dam for the generation of the electricity is a controlled motion and is service to human. This is helpful to human being. Describing motion. We describe the motion of an object by specifying a reference point. Just we have discussed. Okay. Where we are describing motion as what? As taking a reference point. Let us understand this by an example. Let us assume that a school in a village is 2 kilometers north of the railway station. We have specified the position of the school with respect to what? With respect to what? Railway station. स्कूल का पोजीशन किसके रिस्पेक्ट में स्पेसिफाई किया गया है कि स्कूल क्या है? 2 किलोमीटर नॉर्थ है रेलवे स्टेशन. In this example, railway station is the reference point. तो reference point क्या हो जाएगा? रेलवे स्टेशन. आप लोग समझ रहे हैं या नहीं?
Yes, ma'am.
We could have also chosen other reference point according to our convenience. Reference point can be any place. Okay, reference point can be any place. Either you can take a railway station in the village or you can take any other destination. With respect to that particular reference point, then only the position will be discussed. Therefore, to describe the position of an object, we need to specify a reference point called an origin. So this is the another definition of motion, where position of the object changes with respect to what? With respect to stationary object which is taken as a reference point. Okay, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all for today. Tomorrow we are going to discuss what? Motion along a straight line.